the Sky People Pact, when the gods promised never to return. One, a covenant in the sky. We all know the stories, gods descending from the heavens in radiant chariots, winged beings shaping civilizations, delivering laws, fire, or wisdom. Every ancient culture, from the Maya to the Sumerians to the Dogon, remembers them. But what if we've all been focusing on the arrival and ignoring the most chilling part? Because buried beneath these legends is a common thread, one so disturbing it's rarely spoken aloud. It's the end of the story, when the gods left and swore never to return. Across continents and centuries, myths whisper the same idea. The Sky People made a pact, a final covenant, and humanity was never meant to see them again, not because they were finished, but because something went wrong. And the strangest part, some say we broke the pact first. 2. The day the gods departed. Let's begin in ancient Mesoamerica. The Maya believed in the gods of the sky, beings like Kukulkan and Itzamna, who descended in brilliant light and taught everything from astronomy to agriculture. These sky gods ruled for a time. Then one day, they vanished. According to the Chilam Balam of Chumayel, an ancient Maya text, the gods left on a path of smoke into the heavens. But the text adds something odd. They gave their promise and closed the door. A covenant, a deliberate end. In Incan myth, the creator god Viracocha emerged from the sea and sky, created humanity, then walked away across the ocean, never to return. He was called the Weeper, mourning something he would not speak of. In Egypt, the sun god Ra, after ruling in flesh, grows weary of humankind's rebellion. He calls a council of gods, then ascends to the sky forever, declaring that direct contact with mortals must end. The era of the gods is over. Only priests and rituals remain. What were these civilizations trying to tell us? They didn't say the gods died. They didn't say they were defeated. They said they left, willingly, and they sealed the way behind them. 3. The Pact in the Stars. Now look at the night sky. Not with telescopes, but through myth. The Dogon tribe of Mali, West Africa, speak of sky beings called the Nomo, who came from the star Sirius in a spinning vessel. They were fish-like, radiant, and said to be twin beings, male and female. The Dogon have long held precise knowledge of Sirius B, a white dwarf star invisible without modern instruments. But that's not the strangest part. The Dogon say the Nomo promised to return one final time, but only when humanity was ready. They described a cycle of return and withdrawal based on behavior, respect, and some unspoken treaty. They also say the last time they came, something went wrong. There was betrayal, and the gods left, not in triumph, but in mourning. This mirrors another myth thousands of miles away, the Sumerian Anunnaki, who ruled before the flood. According to some interpretations of the Eridu Genesis, the Anunnaki decided to leave Earth after the flood, not because their mission was complete, but because the heart of man had turned against the sky. Did these ancient cultures preserve fragments of a forgotten agreement? Did the Sky People not just visit, but also make rules, and then retreat when those rules were broken? 4. The Forbidden Return. In Hindu cosmology, the concept of yugas defines cyclical time. We're currently in Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, corruption, and disconnection from the divine. Before this came the Satya Yuga, when gods and humans walked together. But each yuga ends with a retreat. The gods fade. The scriptures even describe a moment when Devas abandon Earth entirely, ascending into invisible realms, declaring Earth unfit for their presence. Even stranger is the concept of avatars, divine incarnations of Vishnu, who descend to earth only when balance is too far gone. Krishna, the last full avatar, warned that when humanity falls too far, there will be no more incarnations until a full reset. This sounds eerily like a no-contact policy, an enforced exile. In the Hopi tradition, the Kachinas, divine beings from the stars, danced among humans, taught them survival, and then left. Hopi elders say the Kachinas departed to the Patuvota, a blue star system, and will only return when the world is made clean again. These are not open invitations, these are conditions, and the gods have made themselves very clear. Until certain rules are met, they will not come back. 5. Why they left. Theories from the abyss. Let's speculate. If the gods came from elsewhere, be it another planet, dimension, or even an earlier civilization, they may have followed strict protocols. Think of it like a prime directive. Help, guide, enlighten, but do not become worshipped. Do not interfere permanently. But something went wrong. In nearly every myth where the gods leave, there's a betrayal. In the Book of Enoch, humans learn forbidden knowledge from fallen angels, sparking chaos. In Babylonian myths, humans build the Tower of Babel to reach the gods, only to be struck down. Even in Greek mythology, the age of heroes ends not in triumph, but in hubris, mankind trying to become gods, and the gods responding with silence and withdrawal. What if the Sky People made a covenant? We'll guide you, but never worship us. Don't imitate our power. Don't weaponize what we give. And humanity broke that deal. From atomic fire to AI, have we been chasing their fire and ignoring the warning label? 6. Echoes of the Pact. You can still hear the echoes. In the Book of Revelation, there's the idea that heaven is sealed and only a chosen few can open it. In Islam, the Mahdi and Isa, Jesus, will only return after a great cleansing. In Buddhism, Maitreya comes only when the Dharma is forgotten. Even modern UFO lore echoes this. Abductees report being told humanity is not ready, that intervention is forbidden, that contact must wait for a shift in consciousness. Is this the same old covenant, just wearing new clothes? Then there's the terrifying idea that they didn't leave voluntarily, that a war happened, that some were trapped or exiled or even locked away. And maybe we didn't just break the covenant. Maybe we broke the lock, 7, the one who broke the pact. There is always one who breaks the silence. Prometheus gave fire to man, against divine law. Enki warned humanity of the flood, against the will of the Anunnaki. Lucifer offered knowledge, against God's plan. Are these rebels villains, or guardians of a broken agreement? Across mythologies, there is always a rogue god, a betrayer of heaven who sides with mortals. Sometimes punished, sometimes fallen, but always remembered. And what if one of them is trying to return? The Dead Sea Scrolls speak of watchers who fell and taught mankind sorcery and metalwork. The Gnostics speak of Sophia, a divine being who fell from the pleroma and gave flawed creation its spark. The Maya feared Tezcatlipoca, a trickster god who returned when he wasn't supposed to. Every culture has the story of the one who came back, and it rarely ends well. 8. Are we ready, or have we been left behind? Look around. We stare at the stars and beg for a sign. We launch satellites and whisper into the void. But maybe the answer isn't out there. Maybe it's already been given. Millennia ago, a pact, a promise, and a warning. And maybe we've broken all 3. The gods, whoever they were, may have taught us what they could, then left when they had to. And their silence ever since might not be absence, but enforcement. Not until we're ready. not until we remember the covenant, or maybe not ever again. Because in the end, the scariest idea isn't that the gods are coming back. It's that they were here once, and they chose to leave.